Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has returned to the Middle East from his trip to Washington this week, but it appears that he's empty-handed. There is no Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal, at least not yet. Joining us from Washington is Raviv, who has vast experience covering the region. He's host of the podcast The Mossad Files with Raviv and author of the book Spies Against Armageddon, Inside Israel's Secret Wars. Good morning to you, Dan. So the Israeli Prime Minister spent 4 days stateside, but what did he actually accomplish for the Israeli people?
Well, maybe something behind closed doors, but out in the open, kind of a courtesy call. Now, this was Netanyahu's third visit to Donald Trump this year, which signaled something big might be happening. And they certainly made efforts, both Trump and Netanyahu, to end the Gaza war, which started in October of 2023. So you could blame the other side, perhaps, Hamas extremists who run Gaza. But in any event, whether it's the Israelis refusing to move their IDF troops enough to satisfy Hamas or Hamas being stubborn, the fact is the war continues. People are dying on both sides every day, and there's still 50 hostages held by Hamas, only about 20 of them alive. And so I don't feel there was much progress this week.
And what's interesting is President Trump started the week by teasing a potential deal by Friday. Why do you think he was so optimistic then? And might there still be a deal reached soon?
Oh, yes. My sources in the Middle East say it's so close. There are just some details, including where the Israeli troops can still be in the Gaza Strip so that Hamas feels satisfied. And also the possibility, will Hamas leaders take the opportunity to give up their weapons and leave? Hey, it's one of the possibilities. Trump's mediator, Stephen Witkoff, is still working on this. So it is possible we might get a breakthrough this weekend. And so there's no doubt that the two leaders were working on that, also in a way celebrating their success in Iran, where Israel was bombing Iran's nuclear sites, and then the United States joined in, as you know, and then President Trump declared a ceasefire. So Iran is an issue that I think both leaders wanted to discuss in person.
And let's just quickly fact check that, because President Trump was adamant that the U.S. obliterated Iran's nuclear facilities, but Israel isn't so certain. And I understand that the U.S. has not identified where any enriched uranium may have been taken to ahead of time, if anywhere. So what do we know?
Well, there's still disagreement among intelligence sources that I've heard on the U.S. and Israeli sides as to whether Iran actually kept some of the highly enriched uranium just really one step away from enriching it to the 90% level that could be used in a nuclear bomb. On the other hand, all the enrichment equipment is destroyed. U.S. and Israeli sources agree on that. So it's possible that there's still some uranium held by the Iranians, or that it's all buried beneath the facilities that were hit so hard by Israel and then the U.S., including Fordow Mountain and Esfahan. So we've heard reports that some of the uranium survived. But if it survived, like a quarter of a mile underground, I don't think that helps the Iranians much. Either way, I think the campaign against Iran was a success by Israel and the U.S., but we don't know what's next and whether Iran might resume somehow its nuclear program.
Yeah, which is the crucial central question. Dan Raviv, we appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Sure thing.